EJ is back on Broadway. It's the coach. This is the NFL 100 Game of the Week on EA Sports. Coming up, it's not the Giants, but Odell Beckham makes his return to New York as his Browns get set to match up with the New York Jets. With that, it's a throwback to the very first Monday night game ever, way back in 1970. Standing by to bring it your way, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we have a damp and rainy afternoon in the tri-state area as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium in the Garden State of New Jersey. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1. Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Baker Mayfield, the second-year quarterback from Oklahoma, will pilot this offense as the Browns get set for their first drive. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And incomplete to open things up. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And now it's 2nd down. And a look now at the starting offense for the Browns.
And the focus will definitely be on wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. after the trade from the New York Giants to the Cleveland Browns. How will he mesh with his new quarterback Baker Mayfield? And can they be the duo that leads Cleveland to the playoffs for the first time since 2002?
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. You think back to last year when these two teams met in Week 3. That was a big one for the Browns franchise and for Baker Mayfield. Mayfield came in relief of Tyrod Taylor and broke the Browns' 19-game losing streak, beating fellow rookie Sam Darnold 21-17. And after the game, a lot of you will remember Browns management unlocking the, shall we call them, refreshment fridges that had been padlocked for so long until the Browns got that victory. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 12 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Defensively, here are the starters for the New York Jets. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll try again with Chubb, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. This Jet defense so far standing tall. They need another stop now, 3rd and goal. To throw, Mayfield toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
So here are the Jets under new head coach Adam Gase. They'll be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback, Sam Darnold, out of USC. At the start of last season, Darnold became the youngest quarterback in the Super Bowl era to start the first week of a season. But we definitely saw some inexperience, particularly at the start. He even threw a pick-6 on his first NFL throw, if you remember. But as the year developed, he developed, started to put up some respectable numbers. And with some marquee players now to complement his skills out wide, a lot of people are looking for a trend upwards for Sam Darnold this year. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield out to his left. And he's going to keep it here. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Mayfield on play action. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run on first down. It's Hunt. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Now he'll pull it down. Now Mayfield lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
53 is the mark. Second and 10 at the 9-yard line.
Throwing on second down. Darnold. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Now it's Darnold. Open man is Anderson. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. On first down, it's Darnold. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Back out onto the field now. Here comes the Jet defense. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running start at that blocking sled. You took it down.
Bounced off like a rubber band.
No, not at all, but you're exactly right. They are doing their job, but they want to add takeaways to it. You need to have more of those to go along with the big hits we're seeing.
By the way, when I tried that and I bounced back, I noticed that you laughed with everyone else. You didn't try to get in my corner.
No. Someone had just told me a joke on the other side.
Right,
I missed that. Totally missed it.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mayfield down. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. It got his man complete. 39 yards there, a big one.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
First down, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Dancing to his left. And this one to Treadwell, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Andy Janovich, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds across the 50. Great return.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
We will have 2 weeks in the books once this one wraps up. More football coming your way, though, Thursday night. We start week 3 with a good one in the AFC South. Titans and Jags from Jacksonville. Kickoff for that one, 8:20 Eastern, 5:20 on the West Coast. And since we should have Marcus Mariota involved, 2:20 for our friends in Hawaii. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now Darnold, the Browns D locked in on 3rd down, brings up 4th.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes, and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So on 4th down, Adam Gase turns to the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Past the 20. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. In for the score. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Joseph now to have the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Browns 17, Jets nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back, Le'Veon Bell, that time. But it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Darnold. And Darnold, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
53 is the mic. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be tough.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the 1st half. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. He's played a pretty clean 1st half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital, where it was the visiting Cowboys who got the win on the road. 35-7 was your final in a one-side.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And New York set to take the field. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. He's got Herndon, his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw, Darnold. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Found his target. It's Anderson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. He was the leading receiver for the Jets a season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north.
53, check 53. Y'all not ready. Let's go.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5.
That's what I do.
After the penalty, it's Bell. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Darnold now to throw. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 right at the 20. They'll run it with Bell. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
They'll go again with Bell. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Bell. Just bowling over tacklers. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. Here's a throw out wide to Anderson. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson. His first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And it's 17-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Good job by this defense, and now playing what they call complementary football. Offense scores a touchdown for them, so they come right out, force what should be a 3-and-out, and keep the momentum squarely on their side.
Here's Jamie Gillen. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jannard Avery coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold, throw complete to Herndon. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. By the end of last year, Herndon had solidified himself as the primary tight end for New York. An overall second leading receiver in 2018 on the team behind Robbie Anderson. Backed his 39 catches, most among rookie tight ends in the league a season ago. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Go 58 to the mic. It's a party now. It's a party now.
Now on 2nd and 13. Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Darnold now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Bell running on first down as he'll push forward for about 3. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. Off of play action, Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. Now on 2nd and 13. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Joseph on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken short. And a big-time mess on the return. He's out of bounds. He won't even get this back to the 5-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Bell. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. The Jets on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. This is Bell. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Defense owned that sequence, kept him right around the goal line.
How about a 3-play sequence where they did exactly as you described, owned every play, got them backed up. Now they're going to get the football back. Personally, I don't rush the punter here. I play punt safe, let them punt it to me, and give my offense great field position.
Yeah, if you play your cards right, you'll be in plus territory pretty quickly here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And again, it's Chubb. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. This Jets offense heading back out there now, led by Sam Darnold. And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustments are often a big part of each and every game, and it's not just getting to halftime. It's series to series to make it work, and being able to hang in there when there's a little adversity early and see them able to flip it around, it's kind of gratifying for a team to watch, especially for a coach.
On first down, Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. He got 29 yards that time. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, right at the 40. To throw is Darnold, hooking up over the middle with Herndon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon. Here's Darnold. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated, the front and the back.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They begin this drive with Chubb. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Browns, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home